Welcome everyone to Monday Morning Morons for December 18th, 2017. Before we get started, a couple administration things to get out of the way. If you check my links in the description, you'll find a couple have changed. VidMe shut down, so I'm no longer there. I'll look into BitChute or Dailymotion or some other video hosting site when I have the time. For now, all my videos are also uploaded on Minds.com just in case YouTube decides to be even bigger dicks. Patreon demonstrated their remarkable stupidity, so I've added a maker support account just in case, and I threw in Gab as well. Though, honestly, I rarely look at that one. I haven't seen much interaction over there since I got it, so I tend to forget it's even there. They're all in the description if you want to stalk me on those sites as well. Anyway, on with the show. In the spirit of Christmas, let's begin with a little follow-up on our newly anointed social justice saint. Mother of Heather Heyer keeps daughter's grave a secret. The mother of Heather Heyer, a 32-year-old woman killed after a man drove a car into a crowd of people marching against a white nationalist rally last summer in Charlottesville, Virginia, said she's had to hide the site where her daughter's ashes are interred. You all remember Saint Heyer, right? The perfect little didn't-do-nothing angel killed at the Charlottesville shit show? What was it I said at the time?
I can see now, no one could have been that simple and good and sweet and kind and decent, yet caring, wonderful. Not on this planet!
All right. Well, evidently the martyr of Charlottesville has now been anointed as Saint Heyer in the Church of Social Justice, and the legacy grows with each passing day. She's evidently so important now that her mother has to hide her grave because of all the people who totally give a shit. Susan Bro, Heyer's mother, told the Daily Beast that her daughter's ashes were at an unmarked, completely protected site that is not open to the public in an effort to shield the grave from the white supremacists who have threatened her family, she said. It's a symptom of hate in society that you should have to protect your child's grave for Pete's sakes, says Bro, so I'm protecting my child now. Well, you've sorta got that part right anyway. It is a symptom of our society right now that everyone seems to think they're important and everyone else should totally give a shit about them. It's called narcissism, and it does indeed run rampant in American culture right now. Everyone is their own god, and they're all vying for the worship of the same group of sycophantic sheeple. Kind of ironic, really. If everyone is the most important person in the world, then no one is all that important. In our steady rush to insist that everyone should worship us, we're actually ensuring no one gives a fuck about anyone but themselves and calling it progress. Progress indeed, but progress toward a world I don't want to live in. And of course, we can't get through a single article like this without blaming Trump. I'm starting to come to the conclusion because he definitely pushes forward a hateful agenda, she said, when asked if she holds Trump responsible. Just for a minute, let's suppose that's true. Trump's agenda is nothing but hate. Your solution? Bro has since started the Heather Heyer Foundation in her daughter's name to support future social justice leaders. More hate. I mean, you could have started the Heather Heyer Foundation for starving children, or the Heather Heyer Foundation for the homeless, or the Heather Heyer Foundation to solve any one of hundreds of actual problems humanity faces, but instead, you chose to foment more sexism, racism, bigotry, division, and hatred. Great plan. That'll show him, huh? Because the only way to defeat hate is by hating more than the other guy, right? If you think social justice is about love and inclusion, then you are the one with blinders on. Up next, something as inevitable as the sunrise. You all knew it was coming. 'Tis the season to declare everything racist, right? So we already know the social justice wankers have decided White Christmas is a racist song, Baby It's Cold Outside is obviously sexist, and as a bonus, perpetuates rape culture. So what century-old song are they going to brand this year? Jingle bells rooted in racism, Boston University professor says. Yep, jingle bells. And why? As I mentioned in my article, the first documented performance of the song is in the Blackface Minstrel Hall in Boston in 1857, the same year it was copyrighted, Hamill told Fox News. Because blackface actors sang it 160 years ago. So let's follow along with her logic here. Everything ever performed by blackface actors is racist because they performed it. In other words, if I put on blackface and sing any song by Kanye or Beyonce or Aretha Franklin or Stevie Wonder or whatever, all of a sudden that song is racist. You're missing a few links in the logic chain, dear. I don't give a crap if Hitler stood on a mountaintop singing Haba Nagia. The song doesn't magically become anti-Semitic. Seriously, maybe I'm asking too much here, but I would expect a college professor could grasp that concept. It's pretty fucking basic. I didn't intend to do a Christmas theme this week, but since it seems to have happened anyway, let's just roll with it. What else about this particular holiday is problematic this year, Bob? University memo. Wrapped gifts, Santa, Christmas trees, not appropriate. A memo provided to some University of Minnesota community members at a recent event dedicated to discussing how to make the holiday season on campus more inclusive warns against Santa, Christmas trees, wrapped gifts, and the colors red and green, calling them not appropriate. You're fucking kidding me, right? A fictional do-gooder who gives away presents to kids, a spruce tree with some fucking dumbass lights and gaudy decorations on it, gifts wrapped up in shiny colored paper, and two colors are inappropriate? Fuck you! You've reached way too far with this shit. Look, I don't much like Christmas either. It's a holiday entirely dedicated to numerous fictitious stories and greedy fuckers demanding everyone give them something, all the while paying lip service and virtue signaling about generosity and peace and love and goodwill toward men. It's a frickin' fairy tale and self-evident bullshit if you simply watch how people behave. If you're an asshole the rest of the year, you're still an asshole on Christmas, and you can expect me to treat you that way, regardless of the feel-good hippie mantras you pretend the day is supposed to be about. But at no point have I decided that because I find it all farcical, you can't do it. Your personal preferences don't mean I have to like it, and my personal preferences don't mean that you can't. So shit like this makes me want to run out and put up a stupid fucking tree with some lights on it just to piss you off. Quit being a douchebag and let other people have their fun. No one's asking you to like it. Alright, let's bust out of the Christmas shit. What's in the toxic masculinity bag this week, Bob? Woman charged with injuring son who had 323 medical visits. A woman who records show took her 8-year-old son to Texas hospitals and pediatric centers more than 320 times has been arrested and charged with injury to a child with serious bodily injury. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram reports 34-year-old Kayleen Bowen Wright remained in Dallas County Jail Wednesday on a $150,000 bond after her December 6th arrest. Child Protective Services says the child was seen 323 times at hospitals and pediatric centers in Dallas and Houston and underwent 13 major surgeries between 2009 and 2016. CPS removed him from Bowen Wright's care last month after it was alerted by a Dallas hospital where medical staff determined he didn't have cancer or many of the other symptoms Bowen reported. Her attorney, public defender, whatever, hasn't returned message for comment. Well, I don't know what the reason was here, but I'm sure it must be a man's fault somehow, right, feminists? The real question I have here is one for the system. 323 times? Seriously? What the fuck? Why did it take that many times for someone to ask a fucking question or check in on this kid? We ought to be doing an investigation of the Dallas Child Protective Services, don't you think? Alright, Bob, let's start digging our way back to the surface here. Give us something a little lighter. 10 things every intersectional feminist should ask on a first date. Bah! No, I'm not going to cover this dumpster fire. Many others already have and said pretty much what I would have said anyway. I will say, though, to the intersectional feminists, please, I beg you, please, please, please do this. In fact, please do this before the first date. It'll save us both a whole lot of time if you proudly announce you're a fucking idiot right away. Do this up front so we just don't ask you out at all. Thanks. All right, let's wrap it up with a good laugh. College enlists Care Bears to comfort stressed out students. Adults, ladies and gentlemen. These are supposed to be adults. The good news is, at least one student there saw just how ridiculous this was. Frankly, I just think it's ridiculous, Palumbo told Campus Reform. The people that live in this dorm are either 20 or 21 years old. We could be overseas fighting in wars right now or working full-time with kids at home to feed. But the school thinks we need Care Bears to remind us that we're supposed to eat healthy and sleep at night? If you don't know that by age 20, you have bigger problems and probably shouldn't be pursuing a degree until you get those sorted out. Agreed. But to be fair, Bradley,
Oh no! Oh, we should film it. Oh no! Oh no!
can you really blame people for thinking colleges are full of overgrown babies? Turn off your brain and repeat it with me, folks. Women are victims, men are oppressors, and feminism is just about equality. I'll see you all next time.